Hi friends, myself CA Yashvi Singh. Today we are making part 4 of a video series on business structure options in India. We have already come up before this 3 videos. The first one was introduction. The second, in that we have discussed comparatively analysis we have done for all the business structure options in India in detail. Then the part 2 we have come that what are the advantages and limitations and best use cases for the different structures. And then third video we have come up with the once you have decided that what is a business structure, then what are the KYC documents and information you require before proceeding with the registration. So today we are going to discuss on step-by-step procedure for incorporating your business in India. So each business structure we will take and what will be the process of registration we will discuss in detail. Okay, let's start. For a sole proprietorship, arrange KYC of proprietors. As you have seen in the previous video, what documents are required. If you have not seen, you can go back to the previous video first and then come back here. So sole proprietorship firm, arrange your KYC of proprietors, arrange KYC, then choose a business name. So in a proprietorship you have an option that you can go for a trade name, or otherwise you can run business in your legal name also. So if you go for a GST registration, then you can give their trade name also, and if you don't want to give, you can start your business in your legal name itself. Okay, so next, obtain a business. If you want me to tell you in detail, so let's say trade name, let's say my name is Yashvir Singh, but I want to start a business, let's say XYZ consultancy. So like that way, if I want to keep any trade name, then I can keep that name as well. Okay, so next, once you have chosen your business name, obtain a registration, any one of the following based on your requirements. So as for proprietorship there is no separate act, so you have to go for any tax registration or any other registration to start your business as a proprietor. So if you are going for a GST registration, so if you are mandatory to take GST registration, you have to check these thresholds, and if it is voluntarily also, you can take a GST registration. So GST registration, if your turnover more than 20 lakh rupee or 40 lakh rupee for the goods, or if you are providing services, then your turnover is more than 10 lakh rupees or 20 lakh rupees. So why I have said 20 lakh or 40 lakh or 10 lakh or 20 lakh for services? Because different states have different thresholds. So the state in which you are planning to start, you have to check that in this state what is the threshold applicable. For example, if I tell in Karnataka for services it is 20 lakh rupee and for goods it is 40 lakh rupees. Okay, then once you have, if you are required to take GST registration with using this, you can start a proprietorship. Okay, otherwise you have to check whether the Shop Establishment Act registration is mandatory in the state which you are starting the business. So this is also known as labor license. So it regulates the labor employment in your business. So rules and regulations are given in that. Okay, then Udyam registration, MSME registration also you can take if you require. Then after any one of them registration you have taken, you can go for opening up a current account and start your business operations. Okay. Current account is good for a business cases because you can keep the transactions separate, as well as banks provide the different facilities for holding the current account. So generally the business is done in a current account only, not savings bank account. Next, partnership firm. For a partnership firm, arrange KYC of all the partners, then choose a business name. Again here you have to choose a partnership name, so you have to choose that. Then once you have chosen the name, you have to go ahead for the drafting your partnership deed. You have to make sure that you draft a partnership in a very properly planned manner. It should have a capital sharing ratio, profit sharing ratio, rights and duties of partners, and if any disputes are there in future, then you have to write that how you will come to you will resolve those disputes also. That should be a forming part of your partnership deed, as well as make sure that your partnership deed covers that who will be operating bank account, whether it will be jointly used, or will it be a authorized person can use it. So that also you have to take care, and as well as you ensure that your partnership deed covers all the objectives of business you are planning to do. Okay, next, get a partnership deed notarized. So once you have formed your partnership deed, better is to get the notarized, and you have to take a stamp paper on the date on which you are forming the partnership, and the stamp paper value of the stamp paper and all you have to check from the state in which you are going to start. So there from the stamp paper vendor or with the lawyers you can check that what value of stamp paper should I take. Okay, for example in Karnataka we are taking for normal partnership from 2000 rupees, or for LLPs we take a 5000 rupees minimum stamp paper. And now you have to think whether you want to go for a registered partnership firm, or you want to go for a just between the partners the agreement has come. So as I've already told you the benefits of partnership being registered with the registrar of partnership firm. Okay, so you have to take a call on this. I will suggest that once you are starting a partnership firm, better it is to register with the registrar of firms. That gives you more benefits. Apply for PAN in the firm's name. Once the partnership deed is ready, then you have to submit the documents like rental agreement, partnership deed, KYC documents to the income tax department. They will allot a PAN of a partnership firm. Then if you require GST registration, then you have to apply for that. Then open a current account, and again you check whether the shop and establishment registration is required. If you are required, then you can take that and you can start your business operations. Okay, now let's talk about LLP. The process of LLP will be like this. You have to arrange all the KYC of all partners. Then, as you know that in LLP cases we have to apply for a name approval. So file name approval application on MCA along with the objectives. So what will be the objectives, like what you are formed for, what purposes you are forming the partnership LLP, limited liability partnership firm, what business it is going to carry. You have to mention that in objectives. So once you apply that, meanwhile the MCA will verify the application and reply to you. You can side by side create your digital signatures for all the partners, designated partners and partners. Then meanwhile also you can create generating a MCA credentials for directors. Now you know that all the applications of LLP and company are going on V3 application, V3 portal of MCA. So you have to create each person's login credentials. So you have to make a profile and you will get a login credentials for that. Once you have that, then only you can proceed with the registration of the your partnership firm. Okay, so meanwhile the registration comes, these two things you can complete, DSC, and you can create your MCA profiles. Once the name approval comes, then Philip LLP incorporation form with the MCA we have to file, attaching the required documents such as address proof and identity of partners, their Aadhaar card, PAN card, as we have already discussed. Those things are to be submitted to the MCA for its verification, and after the verification MCA will, if MCA is satisfied, then MCA will grant you the registration and it will issue certificate of incorporation, designated partner identification number, PAN 10. All these things will be given to you post your registration of the LLP. Okay, these communications will happen to you over email. Then once it is done, then you have to draft and register the LLP agreement. Okay, within 30 days of incorporation, once you receive your incorporation document, within 30 days you have to prepare your LLP agreement, and that LLP agreement is required to be filed in form 3 with the MCA. Then next, once this is done, then you can go for applying for a GST registration if it is required. Then open a current account and again check the applicability of shop and establishment license, and if it is required you can take it, and then you can go ahead for starting your business operations. Okay, let's talk about the private limited now. So all the KYC of directors you have to arrange. Then you have to file a name approval application in a SPICE plus Part A form on MCA portal along with your objectives of the company, what the business your company can will or undertake or can undertake in the future, that you have to apply. Then meanwhile the approval comes for the name reservation. You have to make sure that you go for a digital signature and MCA login credentials of all the promoters and directors. You have to create a profile and you will get login credentials. Once the name approval comes, then you have to go ahead for filing SPICE plus Part B. In that you have to file the MOA, AOA and attaching required documents such as proof of address, identity of partners, and all those documents are required to submit to MCA through SPICE plus Part B form. Once this is done, then MCA will verify in backend that application what you have submitted it is complete and accurate. Then if it is satisfied, then it will grant you a certificate of incorporation, PAN number, TAN number, GST. If you have applied along with the registration company application, you can apply for a GST registration also. So if you have submitted those documents, you will get a GST registration also. So first certificate of incorporation, PAN 10, PF and ESSC codes will come, and later on once the incorporation is done, the MCA will internally route the application to the GST department, whichever is your jurisdiction, and then the jurisdiction will see your application and will grant you the GST registration. GST registration takes, after certificate of incorporation you receive, it takes minimum 10 to 15 working days. So you have to keep your patience for that, waiting for it. And if you have not applied along with the incorporation GST, then you can apply separately also if you require. Okay, then you have to go, once all these things are settled, then you can go for opening a current account. You have to check that applicability of shop and establishment registration, and you can start your business operations. Okay. One more important thing is, specifically in a private limited company, you have to note that is you have to file auditor appointment. As you know that audit is mandatory in the private limited cases. Then as per the Companies Act, you are supposed to appoint an auditor within 30 days from the date of incorporation of your company. From where you will get a date of incorporation, that incorporation date you can get from certificate of incorporation. So we have to count 30 days. Within that, you have to hold a board meeting. First, auditor will be appointed by the board of directors, okay, and he will be appointed for the first AGM, okay. So you have to ensure that within 30 days you file the auditor appointment form with the MCA in form ADT 1, as well as you have to ensure that form INC 20. This again, one more requirement is there only specifically in companies. The government wants you to confirm that you have started or initiated your business. So it is called commencement certificate, which is filed in INC 20A. For filing this form, you will require 2 attachments. One attachment will be that the bank statement in which you have introduced your capital as proposed in MOA, that you have to provide, and along with that you have to provide 2 photos of directors sitting inside the office along with the name board of the company, and also outside of the building in which your office is located. These 2 photos plus your bank statement in which the capital is brought by the shareholders, these documents are to be submitted in INC 20A within 180 days from the date of incorporation, okay. The time is there, so you ensure that you are completing the compliance of this also. You have to I will require to remind you here that if you do not do these compliances within time, then the fee which is required to be paid along with this forms gets multiplied. So maybe in 30 days it can go to 4 times, then 8 times, then 12 times. So that you have to ensure that, okay. Then in some cases, while the company is getting registered, some people do not give the address of the company. They say that we are incorporating the company and address is yet to be finalized. So they incorporate company first, and then using the form INC 22, they can file the rental agreement or the place where they are going to register as a registered office of the company. So then this one optional option is there. You can file this along with the incorporation application, or you can file within 30 days from the date of incorporation what will be the registered office of your company, okay. So with this, we have completed our video series on business structure options in India. I hope that was useful for you. Thank you so much. Please like, share and subscribe. It motivates us for making more such informative videos. And do let us know on which more topics you want us to make videos. You can write to us on this email ID cashveer@gmail.com, or also you can WhatsApp, and you can comment also in the comment tab below. And video links to other parts also we will share in the description for your reference. Thank you so much. Looking forward to see you in other videos.